Hello students, welcome to the e-learning platform presented by Mechanical Engineering Department of Dr. Bapuji Saloke Institute of Engineering and Technology, Kolhapur. Let me introduce first myself. I am Mr. Anis Ahmad Nadaf. Will be teaching you the subject of tool engineering, which is the elective subject for this semester. As per I-Scheme, we know subject contains a theory paper of 70 marks and 30 marks for THPA, that is theory progressive assessment consists of class test 1, class test 2 and micro project marks. Practical marks 25 marks for internal practical assessment and 25 marks for end semester examination, which is also internal. Total marks allotted for this subject is 150 marks. First, let us discuss the course outcomes for this subject which you will be learning by the end of this semester. Number 1. Interpret cutting geometries of various cutting tools. Different cutting tools have different cutting geometries that will be studied during this course or at the end of this course. Second, use of relevant cutting tool insert and tool holders for different machining operation. Tool inserts are the type of tool which are used instead of whole tool, and tool holders are the device which is used to hold the tools. We will be learning different types of tool inserts and tool holders in this subject. Next, use relevant locating and clamping devices for components. Clamping and locating is very important for proper machining of workpiece. So we will be learning different locating and clamping devices of the components. Next, use of relevant jig and fixture for components and machining operation. Jig and fixture are the devices used for holding the tool or workpiece for machining purpose. We will be studying in detail about how to design jig and fixture. Fifth one, use of relevant press tools and press tool operation. Press tools used in nowadays application will be studied. And last, use of relevant dies for bending and forging simple components. Using bending and forging dies, how simple components are designed will be studied, and dies required for bending and forging simple components will be studied. Let me give you a brief idea about syllabus covered in this subject. Number 1. Basics of Tool Engineering. This chapter consists basics of tool engineering and has total 8 marks allotted. Number 2. Cutting tool material and holding devices. The different cutting tool material and tool holding devices are discussed in this chapter, which also holds 8 marks. Number 3. Locating and clamping devices. As I say, locating and clamping of tool and workpiece is important for good machining. Locating and clamping devices will be studied in this chapter. Number 4. Jigs and fixture. Different jigs and fixture will be studied, and design of jig and fixture will be studied. This part is important, or this chapter is important in industry's point of view. Fifth chapter is press tool design. In this, design of press and press tool will be discussed. And last chapter is bending, drawing and forging dies. Dies related to bending, drawing and forging will be discussed in this chapter. Moving on further, I would like to start with first topic, basics of tool engineering, which consists of 8 marks. In this chapter, we will be learning basics of tool, machine and machine tools. Learning objectives for this session are: interpret cutting geometries of various cutting tools, classify the given cutting tool processes. Let's start with the first topic. Tell me What do you mean by machine? As soon as I say what is mean by machine, we remember the famous monologue, the dialogue of Amir Khan stating machine is a device which helps people to carry out their work easily. But theoretically, machine is a device used for transforming or transferring in energy from one form to the another form. Machine is basically used for transforming or transferring energy. So, what do you mean by tool? Tool is nothing but the part in contact with the job for doing different operation or generation of surface of product. After describing machine and tool separately, can we describe machine tool in a single phrase or in a single definition? Yes, machine tool can be defined as the tool driven by the power in the form of rotational energy from a motor through transmission system for performing a metal cutting. Below given are some simple examples of machine tool used in day-to-day life. I think almost everybody knows this machine because as a mechanical engineer we have been seeing this for the past 2 years. Which machine is this? Yes, I think you all guessed it right. It is the conventional lathe machine that we use or that we have been using in our workshop. Now, guess which machine is this or what is it is called? Okay, it is nothing but the drill machine, hand operated drilling machine. And the last but not the least, please guess this. I think this is difficult but not so because you all know this is milling machine which we see in our workshop. I guess everybody has got these answers correct. So basically machine tool is nothing but a power driven tool used for machining purposes or removing of extra material. The physical functions of machine tool in machining are: number 1, firmly holding the blank and the tool. The blank is nothing but the workpiece and the tool. The machine tool should be capable of holding the blank and the tool. Number 2, transmit motion to the tool and the blank. The machine tool should be capable of transmitting motion to the tool or to the blank or to the workpiece. For example, in the case of drilling machine, the tool is rotating and the blank is stationary, while as in the case of lathe machine, the workpiece is rotating and the tool is stationary or moving in x direction, x or y direction. Number 3, provide power to the tool work pair for machining action. That is, machine tool should provide power from the energy developed from itself or from other source and should provide power to the either of the pair, that is to the tool or to the workpiece. And last, control of machining parameters, that is speed, feed and depth of cut. The machine tool should be capable of changing the parameters, that is cutting speed, cutting feed and depth of cut. There are number of ways in which the metal is worked or processed. As per our subject is concerned, we divide the metalworking process in two types. Namely, the first type is chip forming process, in which the conventional process material is formed into shape with the help of cutting tool, in which the extra material is removed in the form of chips. Second is chipless process, in which chip is not obtained or the material is not reduced in the forms of chips, it is reduced in the form of a whole blank. For example, casting, forging, etc. Chip forming process is again classified into two types, namely the first is orthogonal cutting, that is, cutting tool is placed in 90 degrees or in a perpendicular direction to the blank, and second is oblique cutting, that is, the cutting tool is having a certain degree of angle while cutting. This orthogonal cutting and oblique cutting will be further explained in detail regarding this subject. Now let's start with principles of metal cutting or requirements of cutting tool. The question related to the same has been asked in earlier examination as what are the different requirements of cutting tool. So first one is it should be heavier than the job material. The cutting tool should be heavier than the job material. Second, tool shape should be such that it has maximum productivity. The shape of the tool ensures the cutting operation properly. So the shape of tool should be such that it has maximum productivity. Third, facilitate easy chip removal. The chip formed during machining operation should be easily removed. Fourth, machining operation should be easier. The shape of the tool, if is properly maintained, machining operation is easier. So for that purpose, shape of the tool should be maintained properly. Fifth, observation of cutting operation should be safe. Cutting should not be difficult for the operator or it should not be dangerous. Sixth, assembly should be easy so as the dismantling. The assembly of cutting tool and dismantling of cutting tool should be easy and they should be accessible for maintenance. Now let us see mechanism of chip formation in machining. Basically, machining is a process of gradual removal of excess material from the preformed blanks in the form of chips. The extra material is obtained in the form of chips from the blanks. The form of chips is an important index of machining because it directly indicates that the machining has been proper or not, such as nature and behavior of the work material under machining condition. It shows that the working material upon which the machining process has been carried out is suitable for machining or not. Second, specific energy requirement, that is amount of energy required to remove unit volume of work material in a machining work can be calculated. And lastly, nature and degree of interaction at the chip tool interface. It also shows the chip tool interfaces, that is the degree of interaction of tool and the workpiece. There could be number of factors which decide the form of machine chips, but mainly the form of machine chips depend upon the following conditions. Number one, work material. The working material, for example, ductile material will be having the long chips, whereas the brittle material will be having short or segmental chips. Second, material and geometry of cutting tool. The material of cutting tool should be harder than the work material is the basic requirement of cutting tool. The material and the geometry of the cutting tool plays most important role in the chips that have been formed after machining. Third, levels of cutting velocity and feed, and also to some extent on depth of cut, that is the cutting velocity, the feed and the depth of cut. For example, if we use higher degree of depth of cut on a lathe machine, we get the chips in the form of blue and black lining, that is the excess depth of cut which tries to burn the metal, or the chips are obtained in the form of burned chips. And lastly, machining environment or cutting fluid that affects temperature and friction at the chip tool and work tool interfaces. Cutting fluid is also responsible for the chips that are obtained while machining. Proper use of cutting fluid not in excess and in proper quantity will ensure the proper machining of a given workpiece. Let us quickly summarize what we have learned in today's session. Teaching scheme: 150 marks allotted to the subject. Course outcomes: total 6 course outcomes have been learned or studied, that you will be gaining at the end of this course or at the end of this semester for this subject. Third, total number of units, that is 6 units that we will be studying in detail in hence further videos. And not last but not the least, unit number 1, basics of tool engineering. We have just started with basics of tool engineering and we will surely complete this chapter in coming few sessions. Thank you.